Hello kids, welcome to today's maths class and today we'll do angles. Our learning objectives are introductions, ray and its characteristic, concept of an angle, naming angles, interior and exterior of an angle, magnitude of an angle, comparison of angles, degree measure of an angle and kinds of angle, measuring of angle with protractor and pairs of angle. First is introduction. Some physical objects have two arms joined together by the hinge at the common initial point. These two arms are more or less inclined toward each other. This inclination suggests that the idea of angle in geometry. For example, the two hands of the clock and the two arms of the divider. So, you can see there is an angle between them. Like the two arms of the clock, an angle also has two arms. Arms of an angle are called rays. Before proceeding further to know about the angles in detail, we shall know as to what a ray means. Next is rays and its characteristic. One way to think the ray is in the line and one end point. Ray में क्या होता है? Ray has one end point and it can be extended in one direction endlessly. A ray starts at the given point and goes off in the certain direction forever to infinity. The point where the ray starts is called the confusingly end point. Starting point होता है, that is known as end point. On its way to infinity, it may pass through one or more points. In the figure below, the ray starts at x and also passes through y. The ray is one dimension, it has zero width. The ray has no measurable length because it goes on forever in one direction. Rays are named by the end point and one other point, x-ray and with x as the end point. हम क्या कहेंगे? X-ray because x is end point and passing through the point y is named as xy. Symbolically, the ray xy is written as ray xy. xy. One side arrow that shows a ray. Clear? Many rays may start from one endpoint as shown in the figure 10.2. So here you can see many rays starting from one point. But a ray is completely known if its initial point and one more point on it are known, as shown in the figure 10.3. Like a line, there can be drawn one or only one ray from an initial point x, which passes through a given point, say y. In previous chapter, you have learned that the number of line segments can be located along a line. Similarly, number of rays can be located along a line. For example, along the above line L, the number of rays are located. Rays with the initial point C, that is CA, CA or CB, CD, CE. Rays with the initial point B, BA, BC, BD, BE. Rays with the initial point D, that is DE, DC, DB, DA and so on. Clear? Next is exercise 10.1. Subject enrichment. Name all the rays shown in the given figure 10.5 whose initial point are O, P, Q and T respectively. If initial point is O, so rays OP, OT, OR, OQ, OS like this. If initial point is P, PT, PR, PO, PQ, PS like this, you can write the rays with initial point Q and T also. Clear? Next is concept of an angle. Angles are formed by two rays with the common end point is called the vertex. Alternatively, when the two rays says OX and OY meet at a point O an angle is formed. O is known as the vertex of an angle. Say ray OX and ray OY are the sides of the arm of angle. See in the figure 10.7. Here two rays, OX and OY. OX and OY. They meet at a common point, that is O. This is the vertex of angle and these are the side, OY and OX. Next is naming angles. Angles are named by writing a name of 3 points on the set of line after the symbols for angle, or by naming only the middle point. After the angle symbol, the above figure angle will be named as angle. We can write angle YOX, or we can write angle XOY, or simply by the vertex angle O. This is the sign of angle. In denoting an angle, the vertex of the angle is always written in the middle. Vertex will always be written in the middle, like YOX. So vertex will always be in middle. The two arms of an angle are often joined by a small circular arc near the vertex as shown in the figure 10.7. Now we'll take an example. Name the vertex and the arms of the following angles. So here in this angle, the vertex is Y and the arms is YX and YZ. Clear? Next is interior and exterior of an angle. Consider a ray AB. Keeping A fixed, rotate arm AB anti-clockwise to a position AC as shown in the figure 10.8. As the arm AB goes over to AC, it covers a certain region of a plane shown shaded in the figure. The shaded region constitutes the interior of angle CAB. Point H and F are located in the interior region of angle. The part of the plane which is outside the arm AB and AC is called the exterior of angle. Point O, P, Q are located in the exterior region of angle. Like here, O, P and Q, they are exterior of angle. Point D and E lies on the arm of angle, which are neither in the exterior region nor interior region of angle. Remember, an angle separates interior from its exterior. Like here, the points B, D, E and C, they are an angle. They are neither in interior nor in exterior. Next is angular region. The interior of an angle together with the angle itself is called the angular region. In the above figure, the angular region will be named as CAB. CAB. This region, the interior with the angle, is known as angular region. Next is some important observations. A figure formed by two rays with the common endpoint is called an angle. The rays forming an angle are called the arms. जो rays होती है that are called arms of angle, and the common endpoint is called the vertex of angle. While naming an angle, the letter indicating the vertex is always written in the middle. Vertex को हमेशा middle में लिखेंगे. In modern geometry, the angles are thought as formed by a ray rotating anti-clockwise. Next is exercise 10.2. Subject enrichment. Name the vertex and the arms of the following angles. In this angle, the vertex is Y and the arms are YX and YZ, and vertex is Y. Clear? So practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is magnitude of an angle. The magnitude or the size of an angle is the measure of the rotation of one arm of an angle required to reach another arm around the vertex. For example, in angle ABC as shown in the figure 10.15, the measure of angle ABC is the amount of rotation that BC require around the point B to reach BA position. Units. You can measure an angle in degree just as you measure the money in rupees. So, the unit used for measuring angle is degree. 1 degree is written as 1 degree. 1 degree as 1 rupees is divided to 100 paisa. To help count smaller values, 1 degree is also divided into 60 equal part called minutes. 1 degree equals to 60 minutes and is written as 60 minutes. Each minute is further divided to 60 equal part called second. So, 1 minute that is equals to 60 seconds, which is written as 60 seconds. For example, 51 degree that is equals to 50 degree plus 1 degree. 50 degree and 60 minutes. 50 degree, 60 minutes says 1 degree that is equals to 60 minutes. Further, 50 degree and 60 minutes that is equals to 50 degree and 60 minutes. That is equals to 50 degree and 59 minutes plus 1 minute. 50 degree and 59 minutes plus 1 minute that is equals to 60 seconds. That is equals to 50 degree, 59 minutes and 60 seconds. Next is comparison of angles. Comparison of two angles means to find which one of them is less and greater than equal to the other. The angles under comparison may have the vast difference, little difference or no difference in their magnitude. We shall study the different method of comparing angle. First is comparison by observation. So, in this method, by only looking at the angle, we can tell which is greater and which is lesser. When the difference between the two angles is vast, बहुत ज़्यादा difference हो, we can tell by just observing which angle is greater of the two. Look at these two angles. We easily observe that the magnitude of angle ZXY is greater than that of angle CAB, as ZXY is greater than CAB. So, here two angle ZXY. So, by only looking at them, observing them, we can tell that ZXY is greater than ABC. Clear? Next is comparison of angle by using trace paper. When the difference between the magnitude of two angles is so little that observing method is not helpful, we have to use the better method. Under the method, we trace one of the two angles and superimpose it on one another. For example, let us compare these two angles. Here we have to compare these two angles. Here we cannot use the observation method. So, we shall follow the following steps. Step 1. Take a tracing paper and trace angle ZXY on it. Then superimpose जो हमने measure किया है उसी को trace paper को उस angle पे रखेंगे angle CAB, so that the vertex of X fall on vertex A and one arm say XC falls along the arm AB. Next, there will be three possibilities for the location of arm XY. Three possibilities हो सकती है. Ray XY falls between ray AB and AC as shown in the figure 10.181. In this case, we can say that the angle ZXY is smaller than angle CAB. इस तरीके से होता है. When the ray XY fall between AB and AC, AB और AC के बीच में है, that means angle ZXY is less than angle CAB. Is second possibility. The ray XY is beyond ray AC as shown in the figure 10.182. In this case, we say that angle ZXY is greater than angle CAB. In this case, ZXY is greater than CAB. In third condition, ray XY coincide with the ray AC as shown in the figure 10.183. In this case, we say that angle ZXY is equal to angle CAB. In this case, both the angle will be equal. So, both the above method can tell us which of the two angles is bigger or smaller, but they do not tell us how much bigger or smaller one angle is than another. For it, we need the numerical value which can be assigned to the magnitude of the angle. This numerical value is known as the degree. which is the standard unit for measuring magnitude of angle. Now we shall study degree. Next is degree measure of an angle. The standard unit for measuring angle is 1 degree, written as 1 degree. It is defined as 1 upon 360 degree of one complete rotation by a ray about a fixed point. For example, if the ray OA takes one complete rotation, it will come back to its original position as shown in the figure 10.19. Clear? यहाँ से start करती है and come back to original position. Means complete 360 degree का angle बन रहा है. So we divide this complete rotation in one turn into 360 degree equal part. Each part is called 1 degree. Thus, one turn or complete rotation is equals to 360 degree. An angle of 360 degree is called the complete angle. 360 degree के angle को हम बोलते हैं complete angle. If the ray OA takes half turn as shown in the figure 10.20, then we say that the ray has moved through an angle of 360 upon 2, that is 180 degree. So, the angle of 180 degree, that is called straight angle. Like here, the half turn, that is equals to 180 degree. If the ray OA take quarter turn as shown in the figure 10.21, the right side, then we say that the ray has moved through an angle of 360 upon 4, that is 90 degree. So that is known as right angle. 90 degree ka angle, 1/4 turn, that means 90 degree angle. An angle of 90 degree is called right angle. If the ray OA does not move at all, we say that the ray has moved through an angle of 0 degree. The angle of 0 degree is called the zero angle. The zero angle would appear like this. Next is kinds of angle. Angles come in different shapes and sizes. Some are narrow, some are wide. Beside the kind of angle, we should also know the following kind of angle. First is acute angle. At acute angle is less than 90 degree. POQ is an acute angle. More than 0 degree, less than 90 degree, acute angle. 45 degree, that means acute angle. Next is obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is larger than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. Angle ROS is an obtuse angle. Like here, 115 degree, 115 degree, more than 90 but less than 100 degree, that is obtuse angle. Next is reflex angle. A reflex angle is larger than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. Both angle AOB and angle COD are reflex angle. So here, these are reflex angle. They are more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. In all, we have discussed about the following kind of angle: zero angle, acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle and complete angle. Next is measuring angle with the protractor. Protractor. In the figure 10.26, show the protractor which is used to measure angle. It has one baseline with the center and two sets of graduation or degree mark, one on the inner curve and other on the outer curve. So this is the center of protractor, this is the baseline, and it has two scale. One is this one, inner scale, and this is outer scale. Clear? Next, how to measure a protractor. Take an angle ZXY and proceed to measure it with the protractor. Step 1. Place the protractor so that the center of A is at the vertex of X and angle ZXY and the baseline of the protractor AB is along one of the arm on the angle XY. Read the graduation or degree mark on the curved edge of the protractor through which the other arm XZ passes. This should be read in the scale which has 0 mark on the first XY arm. Suppose we have to measure the angle ZXY. So we'll take the protractor and keep it here. The center point should be here on the vertex and the baseline that should be along the line xy. Now we'll read the graduation mark where the arm zx passes. So we'll read the scale which 0 marks first. xy पे यहाँ पे 0 जो marks होगा, we'll take that scale and read, or that is the measurement of that angle. Thus, in figure 10.272, angle ZXY when measured is, that is 60 degree. Figure 10.273 shows the another way of measuring an angle. So we can use any of method and measure angle. So here it is showing 60 degree. We have taken this scale, outer scale, because here it is 0 degree. So this angle, that is of 60 degree. Next we'll take an example. A car and a scooter start from the point O. The car moves toward the east to E and the scooter moves toward the south to S. Draw the paths and name the kind of angle which is formed between them. So a car and scooter start with the point O and the car move toward the east. So that means इस direction move कर रही है and the scooter moves south. Means is. So the angle, this angle, that is of 90 degree, right angle. Clear? Next is to construct an angle using a projector. Suppose you have a line xy and wish to construct an angle yxz of 65 degree. So what you will do? Place the projector such that its center is at x of its baseline along xy as shown in the figure 10.31. 2. Make 65 degree graduation marks with the sharp pencil and label it z. Join the z and x and you have the angle xyz. So what you will do? First you will draw a ray xy. Now you will take the protractor and put the center point here. Should be on x. Now you have to make the angle of 65 degrees. So you will read the graduation mark. You will take the scale where xy, here it is 0 and where it is 65 degree, you will point the mark, that is z, point z. You will join x and z together. So this angle is of 65 degree. Clear? Next is some important observations. A rotating row make the complete straight or right angle after making a complete half and a quarter turn respectively. One right angle, that is equals to 90 degree, one straight angle 180 degree, one complete angle, that is 360 degree. Next is exercise 10.3. Subject enrichment. In figure 10.32, if the point A is shifted to point B along the ray PX such that PB equals to 2PA, then the measure of angle BPY is. If the point A, this point A is shifted to point B, यहाँ पे shift हो जाए along the ray PX such that PB जो है that is 2PA, means PA का double है. So the measure of angle that will not change because measurement angle जो वो है that is equal to the distance between two arms. So the angle will not change, that will be of 45 degree only. Practice all these questions. Next is pairs of angles. In geometry, we often come across pairs of angles that have some specific properties and so specific name have been given to them. Now we shall learn about them. First is adjacent angle. In figure on right side, angle XOZ and angle YOZ are called the adjacent angle because they have common vertex O, they have common side OZ and they lie on the opposite side on the common arm. So here two angle XOZ and ZOY, they are adjacent angle. Why? Because they have common vertex, that is O, common arm OZ and the two other arm that are on opposite side. Clear? Next is linear pair. Two adjacent angles are linear pair if their two non-common arms form a straight line. On the right side are linear pair, angle YOZ and angle XOZ. The sum of angle of the linear pair is equal to 180 degree. So here these two angles, XOZ and YOZ, they are linear pair. Their sum is equal to 180 degree. Clear? They have one common arm, that is OZ, and the other two arms that are opposite side. Next is vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are formed when two straight lines intersect each other. The angle BOC and angle AOD are figure given on the right side are said to be vertically opposite angles. AOC and BOD are also vertically opposite each other. We shall prove the vertically opposite angles are equal with the notation in the figure. When two lines intersect each other, AB and CD are intersecting each other at the point O. So angles are formed like here. These are vertically opposite angles. Angle B and D, they are also vertically opposite angle. Now angle A and B, angle A and angle B, these two angles, they are linear pairs, so total is 180 degree. Same with B and C. These two angles, they are equal to 180 degree because linear pair. So A plus B plus B plus C. So that is equals to angle A equals to angle C हो जाएगा. Clear? Similarly, we can also show that B equals to D has the vertically opposite angles are equal. So here we have proved that the vertically opposite angles are equal. Angle A and angle C, they are vertically opposite angle. Next is complementary angles. Two angles are called complementary angles if their sum is 90 degree. The angle 28 degree and 62 degree are said to be complementary, and so are the angles 40 degree, 50 degree, 30 degree and 60 degree because their sum is 90 degree. So they are complementary angle. Remember that the supplementary and complementary angle may or may not be adjacent angle. Next is supplementary angles. Two angles are called supplementary angle if their sum is 180 degree. The angles 55 degree and 125 degree are supplementary angle. So are the 57 degree and 123 degree, 105 degree and 75 degree because their sum is 180 degree. So they are supplementary angle. Note that the angles of the linear pair are also supplementary angle. Like here, all these two are supplementary angles, these are supplementary angle. Now we'll take an example. One of the angle forming the linear pair is an absolute angle. What kind of angle is the other angle? As we know, the sum of the angle in linear pair, that is 180 degree. If one of the angle is obtuse, means more than 90 degree, so other would be less than 90 degree. That means it would be an acute angle because sum 180 degree होना चाहिए. One is more than 90, so other will be less than 90 degree. Some more examples are given here. You have to practice them. Next is some important observations. Two angles having the common vertex and common arm with the other two arms on the opposite sides of the common arm are called adjacent angle. Two adjacent angles having one arm common and the other arm as the opposite rays form the linear pair. Two angles formed by two intersecting lines having no common arm are said to be vertically opposite angle. Any two angles is said to be supplementary if their sum is 180 degree. Any two angles are said to be complementary if their sum is 90 degree. Next is exercise 10.4. Critical thinking. From figure 10.45, write down each linear pair. So linear pair 1 and 2 are linear pair, 1 and 4, 4 and 3, 2 and 3. 5 and 6 are linear pair, 6 and 7 are linear pair, 7 and 8, 5 and 8. All these are linear pair. Clear? So practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is, let's recall. Take the correct option. An angle measuring 360 degree is called complete angle. So C is the correct option here. So here we end the chapter. I hope you understand it well. Now you have to practice it.